The movie opens with a man named Cooper who is heading to a very large concert with his daughter Riley. A famous pop singer, Lady Raven, was scheduled to perform. Riley was a massive fan of that singer. She had achieved good grades at school, so her father Cooper had bought these concert tickets to make her happy. Riley was extremely excited to be there, but Cooper senses that something feels off. He notices there is an unusually heavy police and security presence inside the building, as if someone had warned them that something major was about to happen at the concert. A short while later, Cooper sees officers escorting a man away for questioning. Seeing that makes Cooper even more anxious about what is going on. Soon the concert begins and Lady Raven steps onto the stage and starts performing. Riley and the other fans scream with excitement, but Cooper cannot relax. He still feels uneasy about the security situation, so he makes an excuse that his daughter needs to use the restroom and quietly slips out of the hall. Inside the bathroom, he opens a CCTV app on his phone. That's when we discover that Cooper has kidnapped a boy and tied him up in a basement. A little later, another large police convoy arrives outside and surrounds the building from every direction. Cooper returns to the concert where his daughter is happily enjoying Raven's performance, but he becomes more tense as the security presence increases. To move his daughter away from the crowd, Cooper takes Riley to a merchandise shop under the excuse of buying her a Lady Raven t-shirt. When Cooper asks the shopkeeper for Riley's size, the shopkeeper says there is only one t-shirt left in that size. However, another girl is also insisting on buying the same size. Cooper tells Riley not to argue and to let the other girl have it. An employee named James, who works in the shop, is impressed by Cooper and Riley and thinks Cooper is very kind. Cooper realizes that James completely trusts him. He decides to use that trust and casually asks James why there is so much security, police, and even FBI present. James explains that the entire concert is actually a trap set by the police to catch a man. Have you heard of the famous serial killer, the Butcher, who kidnaps people and murders them? James asks. The police received information that the killer would be here tonight, and the whole concert is simply bait to capture him. Hearing this, Cooper starts sweating because the serial killer Butcher is actually Cooper himself. James' words increase his panic, and he realizes how big a mistake it was to attend this event, but he refuses to be caught so easily. He notices that all the doors can only be opened with employee ID cards. When he reaches a back exit with his daughter hoping to escape, he sees many officers standing at the gate. Desperate, he begins thinking of a way to distract the guards. He sees a girl on the stairs and quietly pushes her down so the guards rush to help her, leaving the gate briefly unattended. And his plan works. The guards leave the gate to assist the girl, but when Cooper reaches the door, he sees even more officers outside checking and questioning everyone who tries to leave. If he attempts to pass through, they will catch him. So he returns to the concert area. A little later, Lady Raven invites one of her friends, Parker, onto the stage. Parker exits through the same private passage the singer used earlier. Cooper carefully observes that passage, and an idea forms in his mind. He walks straight to James and asks about the t-shirt. James says he is about to collect it from the storage room upstairs and asks if Cooper wants to come along. Cooper agrees. The two head upstairs toward the storeroom. While James is unloading boxes, Cooper secretly steals James' ID card, which can unlock any door in the building. He then casually asks whether the killer will be captured tonight. James confidently says yes because the trap is perfect. He explains that all employees know about the plan and that each has been given a secret code. Cooper asks James what his code is. Without thinking, James replies, Hamilton. James hands Cooper a t-shirt without charging him. After James leaves, Cooper goes downstairs to the basement and uses the stolen ID card to enter a restricted room where a secret police meeting is taking place. Pretending to be an employee delivering coffee, he blends in without raising suspicion. He listens carefully to their discussion about capturing the Butcher. Not wanting to stay too long, he leaves but steals a police radio on his way out. Back in the concert, he listens to the radio and learns that the operation is being led by an elderly woman named Dr. Grant. He also hears something encouraging. No one knows what the killer looks like. The police only know that he is a man. Cooper decides he will try to escape alone. He tells Riley he forgot his credit card and heads upstairs. He sees a fire alarm and considers pulling it to create panic and slip away in the chaos. But just as he is about to trigger it, he hears Dr. Grant's voice on the radio. She warns that the killer might try to create panic, possibly by triggering the fire alarm. If that happens, only women and children will be escorted out, while all men will be held for questioning. Cooper's plan fails once again. Then he notices the kitchen and comes up with another idea. He turns the stove to maximum heat and throws a glass bottle into a pot. Soon, the bottle explodes and causes a blast. Police rush toward the noise. Cooper grabs a kitchen apron and heads to the rooftop. 2 officers stationed there question him. He lies, saying there was a kitchen accident and he needed fresh air. They ask for the secret code. He replies, Hamilton. The officers believe him and let him go, but there is still no safe way to escape. Riley comes looking for him because she wants to enjoy the concert together. Cooper returns, nearly giving up hope. Then Riley mentions that Lady Raven always invites one random fan on stage, and that fan gets to go backstage afterward. Cooper's eyes light up. He approaches Raven's manager and praises the singer. He lies, saying Riley has cancer and that this concert means everything to her. The manager feels sympathy and chooses Riley as the lucky fan. Riley is overjoyed. Soon they are called on stage. Raven dances with Riley. When a drunk girl becomes sick, Cooper helps carry her to the medical room, earning goodwill from the staff. He asks if they can exit through the back because his daughter feels unwell. The manager agrees. Hearing this, Cooper is overjoyed. He's sure this time they'll finally get out safely. The manager takes them backstage and shows them the way out, but there, 2 police officers are stationed. Seeing them, Cooper feels crushed again, thinking, how will I leave without being checked? Just then, pop star Raven herself approaches them to say goodbye to Riley. The manager has already told Raven about Riley's cancer, which of course was Cooper's lie. Before she can ask Riley anything about it, Cooper steps forward and says to Raven, I need to talk to you privately for 2 minutes. Raven agrees and takes him to her makeup room. There, Cooper finally reveals the truth that the serial killer, Butcher the police are looking for is none other than him. He shows Raven his phone where the kidnapped boy is tied up, in a basement crying for help. Cooper says if I press one button on this phone, poisonous gas will fill that room, and that boy will die. Terrified Raven asks, what do you want? Cooper replies, coldly, you're going to drive me and my daughter out of here in your car. If you don't, that boy dies. Raven, trembling, agrees. She takes Cooper and Riley into her limousine and drives out. Outside, police are checking everyone entering and leaving the concert, but Cooper escapes right under their noses. Riley doesn't understand what's happening. She's just thrilled to be sitting beside Lady Raven in her car. Raven realizes that Cooper's family doesn't know the truth about him. She wants to get him caught somehow, so she suggests visiting Riley's house. Riley gets even more excited and quickly calls her mom, Rachel. Mom, Lady Raven is coming to our house. Cooper sees through Raven's trick but can't do anything in front of his daughter. A little while later, Raven arrives at Cooper's house. We see that Cooper lives with his wife Rachel and their young son, and no one in the family knows that Cooper is a murderer. Cooper threatens Raven, if you try to call the police or tell my family anything, that boy will die. Raven sits at the table having dinner with Cooper's family. During the meal, she casually mentions that her concert was actually a trap to catch the serial killer, Butcher. The police had been tipped off by an anonymous caller who said that Butcher drives a brown gold car. Raven starts describing other details about the killer's habits and clues before Raven can expose Cooper completely. In front of his family, Cooper cuts her off, saying, you must be very busy. You should probably go now. But Raven smiles and says, before I go, I'd love to sing a song on your piano. She sits at the piano, asks Riley to sit beside her, and begins to sing. Cooper, acting like a proud father, records a video of them together. When the song ends, then says, oh, I think I left my phone in the car. Can I borrow yours? I just want to take a selfie with Riley. Unwillingly, Cooper hands over his phone in front of his family. The moment Raven gets the phone, she runs into the bathroom and locks the door. Cooper bangs on the door, yelling for his phone back. Inside, Raven quickly opens the live camera app on Cooper's phone and uses the microphone to talk to the kidnapped boy. Where are you? She asks. The boy replies, I don't know the exact location, but when I was brought here, I saw a blue gate outside the house and a broken lion statue near it. Hearing this, Raven immediately goes live on her Instagram and tells her fans, she says, there's a house near a broken lion statue. The gate of that house is painted blue. If anyone recognizes such a place, break the door open and go inside. There's a boy trapped in the basement. Please rescue him. Luckily, some of Raven's fans know exactly which place she's talking about, and they rush to save the kidnapped boy. Right after that, Raven messages her driver, call the police here immediately. But before help arrives, Cooper unlocks the bathroom door using a spare key and storms in. By now, he has locked his entire family upstairs in the bedroom. He grabs his phone from Raven and checks the live footage only to see that the boy he had kidnapped has been rescued by those fans. Seeing this, Cooper's face fills with rage. Furious, he forces Raven into his car and speeds away. However, as soon as he starts driving, he spots his family standing in front of the car. They've managed to escape through the bedroom window and climb down the tree near their house. Cooper is stunned. How could I, after all this planning, make such a stupid mistake? And yet, despite being a killer, Cooper truly loves his family. He doesn't want them to see him like this as a monster running for his life. Seizing this moment, Raven jumps out of the car and runs toward Cooper's family for safety, while Cooper rushes back into the house and locks himself inside the garage. A few minutes later, the police arrive and surround the house from all sides. We then see Raven sitting in her car preparing to leave, but just as she's about to go, a police officer stops the car. He tells the driver, "Step out, I'll drop Miss Raven at her house." Raven agrees and they drive off together. When the police break into Cooper's house, he's nowhere to be found. It turns out there's a secret tunnel in the kitchen that leads to a neighbor's yard. Cooper used it to escape. Then comes the twist. The police officer driving Raven isn't a cop at all. It's Cooper himself, dressed in a police uniform. He slipped out through the tunnel unnoticed. He handcuffs Raven and says coldly, "I have plenty of safe houses around the city. I'm taking you somewhere no one will ever find us." But just then their car is surrounded by Raven's fans. They recognize her limousine and block the road. Raven lowers her window slightly, and when the fans see her face, they're certain it's her. She screams for help, but Cooper immediately rolls the window back up. Taking advantage of the chaos, Raven manages to slip her hand out of the handcuff and leaps out of the car. Moments later, the police arrive on the scene, but when they open the car door to arrest Cooper, he's gone. He's vanished into the crowd, using the confusion to disappear. Meanwhile, Rachel, Cooper's wife, returns home. She drops Riley and their son at Dr. Grant's house for safety, then walks into the kitchen and freezes. Cooper is already there waiting for her. He's been trying to figure out how the police knew that the killer would attend the concert. And now he realizes the truth. It was Rachel, his own wife. Rachel admits it. She says that at first she suspected Cooper was having an affair. One day, Rachel followed him and saw Cooper meeting people who later turned up dead. That's when she realized her husband might actually be the infamous serial killer, the butcher. She then found a concert ticket receipt in his wallet and gave it to the police, helping them set the trap to catch him. Hearing all this, Cooper's anger boils over. He decides that he'll kill Rachel first and then himself. He grabs a knife and advances toward her. Rachel, thinking fast, distracts him by saying softly, "Can we eat pie one last time together? I baked it especially for you and Riley." Cooper pauses. Despite being a murderer, he deeply loves his daughter. The mention of her softens him and he agrees. They sit down at the table. Rachel doesn't eat, but Cooper devours his slice happily. As he eats, Cooper suddenly feels dizzy and realizes something is wrong. Rachel had drugged the pie. Earlier, she had found Cooper's bag containing all his kidnapping tools and chemicals, and she used one of those substances to lace the pie. Cooper stumbles, trying to stay conscious, and lunges at Rachel with the knife. But before he can reach her, police officers storm in, firing multiple tasers at him. Cooper collapses and is finally arrested. As he's being taken outside, his eyes fall on Riley's bicycle lying on the ground. Slowly, he picks it up and stands it upright. Just then, his children arrive. Riley runs to him, crying, and hugs him tightly one last time. Then the police push Cooper into the van. On the way, we see him quietly pull a thin wire from the tire of Riley's bicycle. He's hidden it in his hand. Using it, he unlocks his handcuffs and starts laughing maniacally, meaning only one thing: he's about to escape. Again, in the final scene, we see James, the store employee, watching the news. The report says the butcher has been caught. James is stunned as he realizes the man he once helped at the concert was the serial killer himself. If you enjoyed this recap, please like the video and subscribe for more movie breakdowns.